Hi everyone, Krishna this side. In this video, I'll be covering this maximum difference between even and odd frequency one problem from the lead code. So let us go through the problem statement first, and then we'll discuss about the logic and we'll write down the solution as well. Here again, a string is consisting of lowercase English letters. Your task is to find maximum difference equals to a1 minus a2 between the frequency of characters a1 and a2 in the string such that a1 has the odd frequency in a string, a2 has the even frequency in a string. So we need to return the maximum difference. Okay, so a1 should be having the frequency of the character which appeared odd times in a string, a2 should be even times frequency character. Okay, so of course we need, if we want to get the difference maximum, a1 should be the maximum value that we can get it from the frequency from the string, and a2 should be the lowest one. Okay, whichever the character, even character that is appeared at less time, that should be the a2 value. Okay, so if we have this string, okay, so C actually appeared 3 times in the string, A actually appeared 5 times in the string, B actually appeared 2 times in the string. So we can store these frequencies in HashMap, or we can create a frequency array, so that with the help of frequency array we can actually reducing this map whatever we are trying to deal with. So it will be constant time, so we will use frequency array and to store the characters frequency. The moment we store that a1 is actually even, so we keep on looking into the frequency array and check which character actually appeared odd times. So C actually appeared 3 times, so it is odd. So what we do is basically A is basically initially it should be 0 because the maximum value is something what we are looking for, so we will add it with 0. It should be pointing to infinity. Okay, so for that I am putting here asterisk. So yes, the moment we see that value is 3 which is greater than this 3, we update it and simply check for the next character's frequency. So 5 is actually so A is actually 5 times it appeared, so it is greater than 3, so we actually appeared update the A's value. B actually appeared 2 times, so it is actually even, so we update A2 value. Let us suppose we have another character, that is D, which appeared 4 times. Okay, now this is even, right? So do we need to update this value, because we are actually looking for the lowest value that can be we have for the even length characters. So yes, a2 is actually going to be 2 only. So now we got a1 a2 values, we simply subtract them and we get the answer. Okay, that is pretty much straightforward. So let us create first the frequency array, which is basically holding 26 characters, and we will go through this string and uh, update the frequency array, frequency of ch minus a. This what it basically does is whatever the character that we are at, let us suppose the character is a, minus this a basically gives us 0. If it is b minus a, it basically gives us 1. So we have this frequency array of size 26, so these characters will go, and whatever the character that is basically appearing, it will get incremented, the character's frequency get incremented. Now we got the frequency of each characters, okay, like this way, but it is from the 0th index, the a character basically appearing at the 0th index. The moment we get the frequency, we can create max, which is basically the odd frequency string. For max, I am denoting it, and we initially point at 0. Mean it's actually integer odd max value, because we want the minimum value that we can get it from the string. Max value is something what I'll store here. Again, we go through the frequency array, I less than freq, or let us just give 26, I plus plus. Now we check that if, let us see, first thing is like few of the characters that did not appear, those values are basically, let us suppose a b c d all appeared, but rest of e till z, all these values are 0, and 0 is basically falls under the odd category, even category. Okay, so what we can do is frequency of I, if it is basically 0, we simply continue from there. Okay, if the character's frequency is 0, we continue. If frequency of I modulo 2, that way we can check if it is even or odd. If it is not 0, that means it is odd, correct? So the moment we say that if frequency of I is basically modulo 2 is not equals to 0, that means odd. So we need to update this max value. So map dot max, whatever the previous value it was having, We are checking that if it is the maximum or this new frequency of I is maximum. Okay, whichever the maximum value that we get, we are updating it, so that is going to be the odd value, or we can denote it as A1, so that we will get directly idea that what we are trying to update. And this is A2. A2 is basically minimum value that we are trying to see. So if it is not, that means whatever the value that is there, it is basically E1. So what we do is we get the minimum value frequency of I, and here it is mean, and we get that we return simply A1 minus A2. Okay, so there should be a condition where A2 is actually greater. Okay, let me try to create a test case where A appeared 4 times, B appeared 3 times. Okay, so B's frequency is odd, A's frequency is even. Now I just want to see that what is the answer it is trying to show us, because we might have to. Okay, there are few errors. First let me fix them. A1, A2. Okay, those needs to be updated there. So yes, it is considering -1, because A1 actually 4 and B is actually 3, and we don't have any further characters to get other frequencies, right? So 3 minus 4 is obviously -1. So we don't have to return here absolute value. Okay. So let us submit this code as well now. Okay. So the time complexity, if we discuss, it is going to be the length of this frequency plus 26 characters we are going through. So yes, it is basically n plus 26, basically n only. And space is actually we are covering just 26 characters, so it is basically constant. Okay, that's all from this particular video. Bye bye.